Dead of Winter, 2025. I'm back to seeing films in the cinema again after a little gap, and this was the first film, and wow, I really enjoyed it. Um, it stars Emma Thompson as Barb, and Gaia Wise plays the younger Barb, and the film involves a lot of flashbacks to her younger self, and um there aren't that many other characters in this film, but there is an awful lot of drama. So, Judy Greer plays a woman who's wearing sort of magenta clothes. I think that's she's simply called um, by that she's um, wearing, purple, but I think it's more magenta than purple or lilac, maybe something violet. No, lilac. I don't know. Um, there's Mark Mendocha who plays uh, Camo Jacket. So all of the clothes are um, all of the main characters are played as in the clothes they're wearing at that time. And that's an interesting approach, but I guess it's because it's all from Barb's point of view. And what it is that she drives out in her SUV. Um, I think it's Minnesota. It looks like the Nordic countries, and I was thrilled to notice at in the end credits that it was filmed a lot in Finland. And I haven't seen a film set such a significant film set in Finland since Hannah, a good decade ago. Um, Maybe I've seen a few of the films, but not as big films. I think this, that gets cinema releases here. Um, and Bob drives through the forest in Minnesota in really blizzardy, stormy conditions. I mean, on the radio, they talk about um, how wild it's going to get, and you can see that. Um, and I thought she's probably going to get stranded somewhere, but no, she's going somewhere specific, and she slightly either detours or makes a mistake. Ends up at this ranch, and she's looking for a place called Lake Hilda, and one of the flashbacks appears in the trailer says that um, uh, uh, a lawyer says, talking of her now deceased partner, that he had a unusual request that involves up north. And I thought up north sounds British, but no, I guess in the southern states they probably say up north as well about places like Minnesota, or maybe it's in within Minnesota, but further north, right, the close to the Canadian border. Not quite clear where exactly Hilda is, Lake Hilda. Um, but on the map, I mean, the maps look local, so um, and Bob is a little lost, it seems. And she asks at this ranch or farm, and this um, camo jacket man looks a bit suspicious of her. He says Lake Hilda's just over the hill, it's not far away, but he asks her, "You, what are you doing?" And she says she's going out fishing, and he says, "Alone?" And she says, "Yeah, that's what I do. Why not?" It's just that's the first sign of misogyny, you know, um, but there's a lot of menace ahead, and it isn't all. misogynistic because, the woman in the purple or lilac coat is equally suspicious or much worse, actually, very vicious. As you see in the trailer, there's, gets quite complicated. So what happens is she goes down to the lake, and she drills a hole, and as she's drilling a hole, you get to see her younger self. So it's all flashbacks, and it's quite delightful. So Gaia Wires playing the young Barb and her um, husband and their happy memories together when they first went out to this lake, and it was like their first date, and it was like about um, it was in the 80s, 82, I think, 1982. It's shown very briefly. So, she's got all these happy memories, but they've all things haven't. You get more flashbacks, so you get to see how things pan out. I mean, they have a longish happy life from back then, from those sweet days of when they first went ice fishing. And now she's like wanting to go ice fishing herself, it seems, because she's got a drill. She's creating a hole. And then there's a shot fired, and she turns around and there's the same man, camo jacket man, shooting the shot. And there's a young woman, a girl or young woman running, and she takes cover and does Bob and watches. This man is really menacing. I mean, she spotted something was slightly up when she first went to the ranch because there's a patch of blood on the ground on the snow, and it's like, and she asks, and he says, "Oh, it's deer." But you know it's going to be menacing of that nature once you get to that point. So, um, she finds she can't drive her truck out of the position. The slope's too the car won't grip the slope to get out, so she's actually trapped. So she goes on foot back to uh, the sort of cabin ranch place, and she crawls round to her window on the back, has a look, and she sees the girl has been put as a prisoner downstairs. She's got no signal, Bob, and this woman's got tape on her mouth, duct tape. Is it duct or duck? But whatever, tape across her mouth, can't talk. And she writes on the window that she's going to find a way. She's not going to leave. She communicates with her. I think she's going to find a way to um, help her out, but she's got no mobile signal. What can she do? And she, she must go back to her vehicle because at that point um, the woman in lilac discovers a dropped glove and confronts Camo Jacket about it and says, "What's this? You kidnapped the girl, but someone must have seen you, because he is adamant no one saw them. But someone knows because there's this mitten." And she shouts at Camo, um, what is this? A mitten? Where's it from? Mitten store. It's just like, no, she's like, she just goes, she's great, actually, Judy Greer's great acting, I thought. But I mean, uh, there's menace in both of them, but she's the most menacing. she's absolutely driven, and the thing is, she goes on the lookout for Bob, and it is just like, oh gosh, I mean, it's a lot of shooting, and I find it's scary and depressing the way there are so many guns in America, and just this whole, um, I mean, everything, all the shootings, we heard a lot about them just the last few weeks, more than usual, simply because of um, what happened. And um, people can shoot over 100 meters accurately. So it's got a sense of even more frightening than, I mean, firearms, fairly frightening, certainly for a Brit like me. Um, you know, given the gun control in this country, and whether that will stay if certain parties on the right try and get into power. But at the moment, it feels a relatively safe place, but the US doesn't. And seeing all the, I mean, I've seen a lot of films that involve a lot of firing and weaponry and stuff, and you get used to it. But all the shots at the moment, it's sort of resonating even worse because it feels a much more, even more threatening place, the whole of America. And you think, I can understand why everyone wants to be armed because if someone's armed and you need to protect yourself in a rural setting, especially, what is Barb going to do? But luckily, she does know how to fire weapons. Um, and I think Emma Thompson's accent's really good. She just come across to me as a Brit. She comes across as American. Who am I to say for sure with accents? But the way the story pans out, because it becomes a right old cat and mouse, um, because she's outnumbered and they've got big guns, got very accurate rifles, and um, yeah, I think that's all I will say about the film. I mean, I might say no, because no, the other stuff that comes up um, isn't in the trailer, so I'm using the trailer as a guide. So um, there may be um, other people. There's Leah, of course. She's the kidnapped young woman played by Laurel Marsden. Uh, oh gosh, yeah. Um, what Lilac Woman and Camo Jacket had planned for her. Really. I mean, kidnapping's scary anyway. So, it captured my imagination. It was really good film. Um, I think I prefer seeing it now at the start of autumn than in the dead of winter when it's snowing. Maybe I was watching it in a rural location. I mean, I think back to Fargo, 1996, and films like that, where there's a lot of firing, but there's more people in that, and that's more comic. This is a serious drama. Um, Now I'm going to score it 9 out of 10. It's really entertaining film. I found it very tense because I was like rooting for the characters. Now I did have some idea what might happen because I keep sort of guessing ahead, as you do. And one of my guesses was fairly accurate in some respects. Um, but again, I'm through that it was filmed in Finland as well, and Germany, I think. So it's like European, partly funded, partly filmed film, but um, yeah, a really fascinating film. I'd like to know what you think of this film. Leave me your comments if you've seen the film, if you have any thoughts. Um, if you like this review, please hit the like. Thanks for subscribing. Please hit the notification button, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.